In this video, I'm going to take you through 15 hidden eBay features that you're probably not using that will absolutely boost your eBay side hustle. So let's get into it. The first one that I've got for you is done on the mobile phone. So I want you to go into your mobile app right now and just search for any particular item. And then from there, I want you to go into the filter button and scroll all the way down to the very bottom and select the button that says customize. From there, you can click on lockable filters. And what that does is it literally creates these little lock boxes and allows for automatic searches based on those terms when you go in and search for your next item. So I like to lock things out like sold items only, so I don't need to see active listings. I can immediately see sold. And then also too, item location. I'm always selecting Australia only to begin with. And then I like to lock out condition. If I have a pre-owned item, I only want to be seeing pre-owned items. So locking these filters allows me to automatically search for products with these filters set in place. Saves you a bunch of time. This next feature is found on the listings active tab. So if I go into listings active and I scroll down here, you can see all of my listings. But what I like to do is go into this button here that says customize table. And then from there, you've got certain buttons that you can either turn on and turn off. One of the ones that eBay doesn't give you is this start date. This is a really important one to have switched on. So I go ahead and tick that box and then I hit the save button. And then from there, it actually displays the start date of your particular item. So I can see now that this listing right here, as an example, is between 1 month. So it's been up for 30 days. But a little extra step that I do once I've got that tab is I select the start date and I have a look to see how old my listings are. And I can see here that I have listings that are 3 months and 7 days worth of age. And if I scroll all the way down, right the way down towards the bottom, even still 2 months and 23 days, these listings are basically 3 months old. And that's a problem for the eBay algorithm because eBay's algorithm really only gives you about a 60-day stretch to try and get your items to go on to sell. When you start to work into the 60 to 90-day time limit, eBay's not really pushing those listings as hard as they used to in the first 30 days, for instance. So I really like to track this and have a look to see what are my old listings. And then I go into my next step, which is a hidden feature that you can use, which is ending and selling similar your item. And what that does is it creates a new item number. This is the item number right here, and this listing I know now has been up for 3 months and 7 days. So this item number needs to be refreshed. We need to create a new item number. And we do that by going in and manipulating the price first of all. So I'm going to make this one $139.95, dropping it by $10. And then from there, as an example, I'm just going to click this little button on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go to actions, and I'm going to literally end the listing. So I'm taking it down off eBay with that changed price. And if I go back to listings and I go all the way to inactive, and what you can do from there is you can select it, reselect it, and you want to hit this button right here, sell similar. A lot of people will go and relist the item, and you want to try and avoid that because if you hit relist, what happens is the same item number is displayed, but when you hit sell similar, a new item number is displayed and you get a fresh 0-day starting point for that active listing. And eBay's going to push it as hard as they possibly can with that new price point. So you get a new price point and a new item number, and hopefully you get a sale where otherwise you were sitting around forever to get that item to sell. This next feature is a sneaky way to still offer same-day shipping and handling, but shorten the number of hours that's deemed to be eligible for same-day shipping and handling. Let me explain. So for this one here, what I want you to do is go up into the G'day Matt section, top left-hand corner, and I want you to click on Account Settings. From there, I want you to scroll all the way down to where it says Business Policies. Select that and then continue to scroll down and click on Shipping Preferences on the left-hand side. Then I want you to scroll down to the second last option, which talks about dispatch and handling. Now, most people, if they're doing same-day shipping and handling, eBay is going to default the setting of 2 p.m. What that means is up until 2 p.m, any item that sells needs to be put into the mailbag. But you can still offer same-day shipping and handling time, but make your time frame shorter on any particular day of the week. Now, what I've chosen to do is make midday my cutoff. So any items that have sold in the morning, I have the afternoon to be able to issue out a same day shipping and handling. eBay's still going to promote it as a store that offers same day shipping. However, if you're looking at it in the afternoon, I get to go to sleep that night and not have to put it into the mailbag per the terms and conditions of the policy. So this is a great way to still offer great service, but give yourself a tighter window of time frame for the buyer to actually go ahead and buy the item. This button often gets neglected from eBay sellers looking to quickly get their listings live. I'm right here on a draft listing and I'm just about to finish it off, and what I always do is I click this button right here, which is called Save for Later. Now the Save for Later button actually puts that listing into a draft bank, and I believe that the draft bank is one of the most important things that you could do for your eBay side hustle. If you're listing up consistently every single day, you're going to get sales to come back to you every single day. In a nutshell, that's how the algorithm works. So if you've got a draft bank full of stock ready to go every single day, that's going to go a long way for you to being able to be consistent with your listings. Now, you can go ahead and schedule your listings. That is an option that a lot of people will use on the mobile app, but unfortunately through experimentation over the years, that is actually classed as a listing on the particular day that you created the draft, not on the day that you choose to put it live. And that has big ramifications for the algorithm's listing consistency. This way is the way to counter that. If you hit Save for Later and go into your draft bank and put the listing live each day, that will count the listing as a brand new listing on that day. That helps with consistency and that helps with sales. Now, one of the most powerful things that you can do is accept and send best offers. By turning best offers on is always going to generate more sales for you. So that's the first step. But the hidden trick around best offers, and I've got an example for you right here. I've got this one for the Commanders on DVD that I can send off. The current price that I've listed it for is $24.95. Now I can go over here and I could say either a percentage off or an amount off, and I might do a percentage off at 10%. I'm going to be a little bit generous here for this best offer. A lot of people will just go down here and hit send offers, and that seems reasonable, right? You're sending off a 10% best offer and you're going to hope for the best. Well, I like to go a little bit further with a pretty damn obvious box here that is message. And a lot of people don't use this, but this is a superpower to be able to get into the mind of the person that you're trying to send an offer to. And I always put something constructive in there that may get them over the edge to go ahead and buy the item. So I might say something in the message box like, hey there, I don't usually do this, but here's a 10% off offer for you. I can send the item for you today, exclamation mark. Now, literally just telling them that I don't usually do this and I'm going to send the item for them today, it just gives added value, and that added value increases the amount of best offer acceptances that you get. Now, I've trialed this over a course of a year and I almost do it every single time I send an offer now because it works so well. So this next one is all about the watches, and I'm in my listings active tab here and I've done a search on my most watched items, and I've got a few items here that have got multiple people that are interested in this item. Now I can go over here and say this one here at $34.95. If I wanted to drop this price down to say $32 and literally just hit the submit button right there, you might just think that you've just lowered your price, and that would be fair to think because that's exactly what you've done. But what you don't realize is there are actually now 2 watches that are getting alerts sent to them from eBay to say, hey, this eBay store that you are watching this item on has now had a reduction in price. This item is now for sale for $32. So there's a chance, a really high chance, that one of those interested watches goes along and says, yeah, okay, I'll buy that item. So this is a really important step to do at least once a week. Have a look at the watches build up and then try and activate a price notification by just dropping that price ever so slightly. You don't have to do anything. eBay will do the work for you. I run a 12-week starting from scratch program and help beginner eBay sellers start their eBay journeys correctly. And I had a lady in a previous cohort that said to me, Matt, I'm wanting to swap over to your model of free postage, but it's really annoying going through every single one of my listings and changing over to free post. And I said, look, there's a really quicker way to do that, and you're probably just unaware. If you go across to your active listings tab and you literally select everything, you can then click this button here that says edit, and then you can edit all 33 listings. And you'd actually be surprised if you've never ticked this box as to just how much you can do across your entire store. So you don't need to literally select every one, but you could select certain ones out of your individual listings, or you could select all 33. And then in this bulk edit feature, you can literally select any of these characteristics that you want to manipulate across all of your listings. So if you wanted to change your promoted listings from 3% to 4%, you can go into the bulk listing feature here and just do them all in a heartbeat. And I really felt sorry for that lady because she spent hours going through every single one of her listings when it could have taken her 2 seconds. This next feature is something that I need to be using more than I am because it's such powerful data. I'm just going into the research, product research tab, and I can literally search for the product that I might want to try and sell. So let's use, and as an example, The Simpsons DVD season 20. If we do a search on that, we get some data down here. There are 12 solds over the last 30 days. So it's doing a search period on default here for the last 30 days. And we've had 12 total sellers, but if we compare that to the active number of listings we've got, there are 349 active listings. And we can see here that the postage average is $13.50, the average sale price or listing price is $63. But the thing that I get really interested by is the start date. Because like I was saying to you before, eBay always gives the listing the best chance of selling within the first 30 to 60 days. So if I'm in competition with people, I'm checking this active listings data to see how many have been listed in the last 30 to 60 days, because I know that they're the ones that I'm really in competition with. All of the other ones are just washed out listings that aren't getting any traction from eBay's algorithm, and I know that I'm not really competing with those guys. So even though there's a lot of active listings here, if I click on start date, I'm going to be able to get a running list here of when these items were listed. And as we can see, if we keep scrolling down here, we can see very, very quickly we start to fall into the 2025 bracket. Now, none of these listings are going to be heavily promoted by eBay. The only listings that we're really competing with is anything from 2006, and it's from this listing right here up. So that drastic number that we saw of 349, the ones that are actually getting pushed by eBay, it's more like 15 to 20. So I'd be doing my product research based on those price points to see what the actual competitive marketplace is for the listings that are getting impressions and views and ultimately sales. And if you can position your price point really effectively, you'll get a much faster sale. So this product research tool, really interesting, and I'm using that start date as a tab when the item price is going to be very, very important to get the sale. Now, one of the big limitations with eBay over the years has always been that you're unable to track how much money you're actually making. It shows you revenue, but it doesn't show you profit. But there's a hidden feature whereby you can plug into a new piece of software called Flipit, which is what we've gone ahead and made. This is a piece of software that tracks your eBay finances, but gives you the opportunity to have a look at your profitability. It's a plug-in service that literally takes all of the eBay data, transfers it across into the Flipit software, and all you need to add is your cost of goods and your shipping to then have a complete representation of your business position. You can see how much profit your items are actually making. And if you're not tracking your finances, you're basically driving a car blindfolded. You need to know how much you're making, and Flipit is able to provide it. So I want to have a chat about the time away mode feature for this one, because I used to do time away when I went away and went on holiday, but I don't do it anymore. We went to Fiji last October and I actually had a different system that I went with, and it actually generated me more sales while I was away. So I'm going to show you what that is. It's a very simple step. There is a couple of bits of work that you need to do while you're away, but as long as you've got your laptop with you, it's a 2-second job that you have to do each day. So I'm back in the Manage Active Listings tab, and I'm selecting literally every single one of my listings. I'm going to edit all of my 33 listings. And then the feature that I'm going to go to is handling time. And what I'm doing here is I'm basically selecting all of my listings, going to bulk edit, going down to handling time. And depending on how long I'm going to be away, eBay gives you this date range all the way up to 7 business days, and then it swaps to 10, 15, 20, 30, and 40. So if I'm away on holiday for, say, a week, I can go in here and change this to 7 business days, and then every day that I'm away, I can change it to 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. And what's happening there is you're not in time away mode for the entire time of your holiday anymore. You're actually just having a slightly extended shipping and handling time that gets better and better and better as the holiday goes on. And what that means is at the back end of your holiday, sales should actually start to pick back up again because the shipping and handling isn't too far away from being delivered. So you can pick up additional sales here when you're away on holiday by doing this step, rather than the time away mode feature. All right, this next feature is going back up into the G'day Matt section and selecting account settings. And then from there, what you want to do is again, go into business policies, because we skipped past this earlier on in the video, but this is a really important step where you can set up postage policies, return policies, and payment policies. And life gets a whole lot easier when things have already been pre-put in place. You can actually just put these policies into action when you create your next listing, rather than having to create the listing and the policies every single time you create a listing. So I'm in this tab here, which I've just enabled, and I can go over here to the right hand side and I can select create policy, and I can choose, do I want to choose a payment policy, a return, a postage, or a vehicle payment. I never use the vehicle payment ones. I don't actually know what that is, but if we go in here and we just select returns, we can set up a return policy for every single one of our items at a click of a button. So I'm going to go ahead and click return, and then I'm going to name the policy, and I'm going to make this one 30-day free returns. It's optional to put a description in there, so I won't do that. And I want to accept domestic returns all the time. I think that's a really healthy thing for you to do in your store. And I think 30 days is a really good time limit. And the return postage, I want it to be free. I want to be the one that forks out the cost for them to return the item. I think that's a great way for you to get confidence-driven buyers buying more of your product. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to leave the return policy as you can't do it if you're internationally selling. So I'm going to go ahead and literally save that policy, and now I've got this policy here that says 30-day free returns with those configurations pre-set up. So when I go ahead and I create myself a listing, I can literally click return policy, 30-day free returns, and then that policy is going to be established without having to click multiple buttons. You wouldn't believe it, right at the time that I'm choosing to film this video, eBay has completely crashed, and I have the inability of being able to go into my orders and show data. It literally shows a blank white screen. So that's incredibly frustrating for this next hidden feature. It's literally hidden right now. I can't show you it. But what I will reference is just this little box down here that is currently saying unavailable. But you will have data there with regards to the number of orders that you are to leave positive feedback to. I had somebody in my cohort for the 12-week challenge say to me, it's going to take a really long time to issue all of that positive feedback to all of my sales. And I said, well, again, it's a little bit like the bulk edit feature we were speaking about earlier. You can actually click on posted and awaiting feedback, and you'll see in there is already preset automated feedback for your buyers. And you can click on automated feedback, and then it will literally issue out rather generous comments of positive feedback to all of the sales that you've had. Now, if you're running an eBay store that isn't an actual store subscription, so you're not paying that basic $24.95 worth of a monthly subscription fee, you're not accustomed to the benefits of actually having a store subscription. I think if you've sold on eBay for at least 6 months, you may be top rated with 100 sales, I think that's a really good time to go ahead and take that subscription for a store, because the benefits of it is the hidden features of running a markdown sale for one. You can run and compete in the Black Friday sales periods, the Christmas holiday periods, run a 10, 20, 30% off Black Friday sale, etc., and get a lot more sales throughout that period where it's naturally sales season. So if you're currently on just a personal account, you don't have that store subscription, have a look into the process of getting a store subscription, because the benefits are actually quite huge. The other one as well, the second hidden feature for a store subscription, is the ability to run coupons. Now, coupons are huge because coupons are something that people can utilize at checkout through a code that you establish. It could be code 10% off or something like that. They put that 10% off code in and they get 10% off at checkout. Now you could supply this to people that have previously bought from you. You could supply it literally to anybody that comes across the code on your listing. And it is a very easy thing to set up. You just need to have that store subscription. So for my personal account sellers out there, maybe take the leap and get that store subscription so you can play around with some cool new benefits like markdown sales and coupons. But guys, if you've enjoyed this video, I've got one little request for you: to go ahead and smash the subscribe button, because I put a lot of effort into these videos to try and give you as much knowledge as possible. And I really do think this video right here today has had so much knowledge that you probably wouldn't find on any other YouTube channel out there. I'm trying to give you the best of the best, and this one here is another case example of that. So we'll see you over there for that video, guys. Appreciate you being here for this one.